Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, LeBron James, he's expected to miss 1 to 2 weeks. He has a groin strain, so you won't be seeing him for a couple of weeks, all right? What's up, Morgan?
Good morning, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and Jess Hilarious. How y'all feeling? Happy Monday.
Good morning, Morgan.
Peace, Morgan.
Oh, goodness. Okay, let's wake up, y'all. So let's
trying. We just got to work.
I know. I'm giving you the energy. Come on, get some of this energy. Get some of this energy, Shaw. Let's talk about it. Thousands of people gathered in Selma, Alabama yesterday to mark the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. That was the day in 1965 when civil rights demonstrators were attacked by police in a clash that shocked the nation and galvanized support for Voting Rights Act of 1965. National Urban League President and CEO Mark Morial, he spoke at the event and says that many of the people are concerned about the recent job cuts implemented by the Trump administration, and it's also renewing concerns about civil rights. Let's hear more from Mark Morial.
There's a strong sense of indignation against these steps, which is seen as not in the best interests of America, but also that could hurt Black America, Brown America, poor Americans, and even disadvantage white Americans. So there's a resolve, I believe, coming out of Selma that this is going to be important work and an important fight, and we must do it.
Yeah, so House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, he led a bipartisan congressional delegation of about 40 lawmakers during the ceremonies. Activities also included the annual walk across the Edmund Pettus Bridge to commemorate and recreate the 1965 rights march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. Did you guys see any of that coverage?
I did. And you know what? When you hear stuff like that and you watch stuff like that, even with the attack that is happening on civil rights right now, you have to applaud Black people for how far we've come in 60 years. Like, just think about how short 60 years ago was and all of the different things we've accomplished, since then. So drop one of the clues bombs for us, man. Okay?
Hey, I like that.
We don't give ourselves enough credit.
No, for real. That's right. Pop yo. Meanwhile, the Army has officially changed the name of Fort Liberty back to Fort Bragg, but it's not the same Fort Bragg as before. So Fort Bragg is being named for Roland L. Bragg, who earned the Silver Star for carrying wounded Americans in a captured German ambulance 20 miles under enemy fire, not the initial Confederate General Braxton Bragg from 1922. So Lieutenant General Gregory K. Anderson, he oversaw a transitional renaming ceremony at the North Carolina Army installation on Friday. And here's what he had to say in regards to the renaming.
Fort Bragg is just not any base. It is our nation's premier force projection platform. It is a culture of toughness and war fighting, and it is a way of life. Fort Bragg is a place where ordinary people transform into heroes. Ordinary people like Private First Class Roland L. Bragg.
So again, Roland L. Bragg is not the initial Fort Bragg as General Braxton Bragg. And again, we will see a lot more of these type of changes. Luckily, they named it that way, but at the same time, you're going to start seeing a lot of more reversals. For example, in Washington, D.C., Black Lives Matter Plaza near the White House is being replaced. The D.C. Department of Transportation will start working on that today, and the work will take about 6 to 8 weeks to complete. The decision to paint over the mural was announced last week after Republican Congressman Andrew Clyde of Georgia introduced a bill to withhold funding from D.C. if it wasn't removed. Now, the bill also demanded a name change from Black Lives Matter Plaza to Liberty Plaza. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says she won't jeopardize the much-needed funding for the district. Let's hear more from her.
We have bigger fish to fry than fights over what has been very important to us and to their history, and especially in our ability to keep our city safe during that time. That mural played a very important part. But now our focus is on making sure our residents and our economy survives.
Yes, I understand her choosing her battles and not wanting to fight for the mural, but is that legal? Can you say I'm withholding funding if you don't get rid of this?
Yes, because that's the district. And what I want people to know, and I know we're running out of time, D.C. does not receive federal funding on the same level as a state. It does receive federal funding on the same level as a municipality like a city. So you got, think about New York. New York has Manhattan, Brooklyn, and all different boroughs. Well, D.C. is only going to get a portion of that like a city, which is why they're pushing for statehood. So, I'm not going to get too much into that. We'll talk more at 7 a.m. That's your front page news for 6 a.m.
everybody? It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What's up, Lauren? I said, what's up, Lauren? What's up, Morgan?
Oh, hey, NV. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, cool. Let's see if we could all wake up just a little bit. Y'all, did y'all know that the U.S. Secret Service agent shot a man near the White House over the weekend?
I heard that. I also heard they got the word. They knew he was coming, pause.
Yeah, somebody dropped a dime on him. Yeah, so the agency spokesperson says the agents confronted a man about a block from the White House from the West Wing. The man allegedly pulled out a gun before being shot. He was taken to the hospital in unknown condition. Now, the Secret Service was reportedly notified by local police who said the suspect traveled from Indiana and was suicidal. So again, like you said, they already got it. President Trump, he was at Mar-a-Lago at the time of the shooting, and D.C. police have joined in on the investigation, which is, again, like I said, ongoing. So I'll keep you guys posted as to what comes about with that. Speaking of President Trump, tariffs, we love tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada are subject to change. Now, in an interview with Fox News Sunday Morning Futures, the president was asked if the business community would get clarity regarding his tariff plans. He also spoke about the delaying the tariffs to give Mexico and Canada a break. So let's check out those comments from President Trump on Fox.
Well, I think so. But, the tariffs could go up as time goes by, and they may go up. For years, the big globalists, have been ripping off the United States. They've been taking money away from the United States. And all we're doing is getting some of it back. I thought it would be a fair thing to do. And so I gave them a little bit of a break for this short period of time.
So the short period of time, they've only been delayed till April 2nd, okay? He has insisted that he's committed to stopping the U.S. from being ripped off, and he will, in fact, be implementing these tariffs on April 2nd. He said he's not going to do it again. He's not going to do another delay again. So
remember when President Trump said he won the election with one word, groceries, and he was going to bring down the price of groceries? Why would he ever do anything that would make the price of groceries go up?
Yep.
Yeah. I can't answer that one. That's question for Trump for sure. But let's get into some foreign affairs. President Trump's envoy for hostages says Palestinian militant group Hamas is open to a peace deal with Israel where they disarm and give up their political power. Adam Bowler told Fox News Sunday his direct negotiations with Hamas aimed at freeing American hostages are showing promise. Let's hear more from Adam Bowler.
We also discussed what the end might look like, and I will tell you that Hamas did orient toward a long-term truce, as they called it. And so what I'm trying to do is say, one, how can I get our hostages out as soon as possible? I feel every single day when they're not out. And then how do you create the circumstances to stop this war?
So he went on to say that he's keeping Israeli officials informed on the progress of the talks as well. In the event that a truce is reached, Bowler declined to say what concessions Israel might have to make or whether a ceasefire would lead to the creation of a Palestinian state. Also, I think it's important to note that these negotiations and these ceasefire negotiations are happening during Ramadan. You guys find any significance to that? No?
No.
I
just want the ceasefire to happen. Like, I'm not even thinking about what the backdrop is.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, moving on to other foreign affairs. U.S. and Ukrainian officials are planning to hold peace talks in Saudi Arabia this week. President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, addressed the coming discussions while speaking to reporters last week. Let's hear briefly from him. Steve Witkoff.
And I think the idea is to get down a framework for a peace agreement and an initial ceasefire as well.
So this comes as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is still attempting to repair relations with the U.S. following that heated exchange with President Trump in the Oval Office. In the fallout of that meeting, Trump halted military assistance to Ukraine and cut off intelligence sharing between the two governments. Zelensky has since gained more support from the EU, European Union, following that meeting. And bringing things home, well, not necessarily home to you guys or home to anybody, but listen to this story. Former Vice President Kamala Harris, she's reportedly seriously considering a run for governor of California. That's according to Politico, who cited two sources close to Harris having a knowledge of a conversation with Harris that reported that when she was asked at a pre-Oscars party about it, her answer was basically that she'll make a decision at the end of the summer. So polls have also shown that Harris is leading the field of a possible Democratic presidential election for 2028. What do you guys think?
I think the vice president, former vice president Kamala Harris, can do whatever she wants in the future. You know, she's created that kind of lane for herself. So whatever she chooses to do, she can do. If she wants to run for governor of California, she can do that. If she wants to run for president in 2028, she can do that as well. Who's stopping her?
Nobody's going to stop her. But I mean, do you think you think she could do it in a sense that, well, obviously you said she could do it, but I'm just saying, do you think it'll actually work out for her? You think she can win is the question.
Oh, I think she could win governor of California for sure. As far as president, I don't have any faith in any Democrat until they get their messaging together for 2028.
Oh, it sounds like we're probably going to talk more about that later, though. You guys got Congressman Al Green on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap things up, and in case you missed it and you didn't, and y'all not following me, I was named 2025 Outstanding Young Alumni for Morgan State University.
Hey.
So I just
Okay, Morgan,
right? There, you know what I'm saying? Can I drop on a clue? Thank you. I got one for you today. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. That's your front page news. Happy Monday. Let's make it a great week. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media, and for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio radio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank you.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.